Hey everyone, welcome back to GoodKnit Kisses. I'm your host Kristen, and today I'm coming to you from my living room, and we are going to talk about clampable looms. Boom, like these two knitting looms that are made for use for one-handed or people who have dexterity issues, have a hard time holding on the stands. And so Cindywood Looms has made something called a clampable loom. A clampable loom is something that will clamp onto with a C-clamp or something else onto a table or a chair or wheelchair, but also a stand that's made for it. And today I'm going to show you a particular stand that I have researched. Here it is right here, boom. You're gonna get a better view of it here in a moment, but I wanted to show you how this works, which one that I think works the best. I will have links to everything down below and details on what you need to know. So join me here today on GoodKnit Kisses. Welcome to GoodKnit Kisses. We're all about helping you stitch your love and love your stitches. So today we're talking about two different companies, Cindywood Looms, which makes the looms that are clampable, C-L-A-M-P-A-B-L-E, clampable looms, and also a stand, which you saw just a moment ago, to hold those looms in place. Now, again, this is great for someone who needs something to hold on to your loom for you, to keep it from moving around, whether it's because you only have one arm, or maybe you just need this extra stability provided by that because maybe you can't hold on to it very steady yourself. And again, you can clamp this onto a chair or a little table or something like that, and use the clamps that come with the loom when you purchase it. It's going to have a little paddle on it, and we can talk about that more in a moment, or you can clamp it onto a stand. The stand I'm going to show is from Daylight. Now, the stand I researched and purchased myself, and you don't have to get this stand. It also comes with an extra light kit and a little clamp to put on the pattern onto if you want to use that. But the Cindywood Looms, they did send me these 3 looms that I'll show you, and I'll give you some notes on how to order those. Also, I will have links to everything down below, and if you use my link for the Cindywood Looms and use my code GoodKnitKisses, you can get a percentage off. And actually it's $5 off, and I get credit for the sale. It doesn't charge you anything extra, but it lets them know that GoodKnit Kisses sent you their way. And then I have Amazon links that are affiliate links for the stand should you choose to get this particular stand. Now let's go into the looms just for a moment. This is not a tutorial on how to use a loom, but I do want you to know that you can get one of the 3 that they already have listed as some standard ones with the clampable design. You can ask them for custom ones if you have a different one that you want them to try and put this clamping part on. You can certainly ask for something custom. Just give them a shout. These have a longer handle on them than what you may want to do based upon this stand that I have that I'll show you here in a moment. Now, I figured out that you can actually have it 3 inches less than what the standard is. So you could say, hey, I'm going to use a stand that Kristen recommended from Daylight, and can you take off 2 to 3 inches of it? And they can absolutely do that. I've already talked to their team. So this one right here is a 5/8 inch 48 peg loom. So this is a large gauge loom. There's 48 pegs, and it's kind of a round hat loom. And then I have this one right here, which is, let me turn it over and show you the coolness of this stand, and it'll actually tell me. This is a 3/4 inch or extra large gauge loom, and it has 60 pegs. Okay, you can see how this turns around with this stand here. And then the other one I have is this one, and it is a 3/8 inch, and it's a small gauge loom with 90 pegs. So this one also has a, it has a slider that moves on it. So you can double knit or knit in the round or do some single knitting on this one. So as you can see, we've got a few looms here, and then they do clamp on. They're going to stick out a little bit, and then you can get it shortened on there. Now, you can choose to put your loom clamp on one side or the other, and it just depends on if you're right or left-handed, which side you might be more comfortable with. If you can only knit one-handed, then I suggest putting the stand on that side that you work with that dominant hand so that you can move the loom around. So I'm going to show you a couple of features of the stand now that I've shown you the looms. The features of the stand that I'm working with, you can see that it held up my loom and it twisted. So let me refocus. So I'm gonna move something right here. You can see that there's a piece of paper here and I can swing it outward. It's on its own long coil here, right? This coil here is a light. I'm gonna bring it into focus here, and it has a magnifying glass on here, so you can look in this part and then look at your knitting and get a better view for yourself, or leave it closed. And I'm just using it as a nice extra lit area to see everything, okay? And then you can move it out of the way, certainly. And then these two arms on here, one is the lamp and then one is the little stand that can hold your pattern. It's got a little clamp on it. And you can just clamp it on and off. Or you can choose to remove it completely. Let's do it here. I remove this completely, and then it's out of the way. This whole thing back here, these little holes are to accept the lamp or the pattern clip, and it's an extra kit. You don't have to have it. So you can take off this lighting contraption here, and it's not part of the regular kit. And you can get the lower section here at Amazon or Walmart. It took quite a while to get it from Walmart. Amazon is quicker, and I would just check both to see which one has it more available for you. You would need to get the light kit on Amazon because they do not have it on Walmart. This little part right here, let me see if I can get this light better for you. This part right here, you have a little part that twists, this little bolt, if you will. This untwists a longer bolt in this clamped area that clamps onto the loom. And then you have another one on the outside here. The one on the outside here controls the pitch of this loom going up or down. So it'll go all the way up or it'll go all the way down. And I've got it kind of in the middle setting. And then you want to have someone who can tighten things up really, really well for this part that twists right here, okay? So that one is the part that really is going to need some strength in getting it to the right part. And you may need to have someone either hold this or get some help if you can't do it, because you are going to need to kind of hold that loom up until you get it into the right position. Once you get this one set, this is the one that you would need to open up to take on and off the loom. All right, I'm going to show you how to work it. I am going to need 2 hands for this. So my loom is big. I'm going to hold it with one hand while I hold the bottom of this part. And I'm just going to unscrew it. And then take my loom out. And you can see right here is where it goes. It'll actually open up to about 2 inches thick. So if you had a really thick stand or something, a really thick loom, then that would fit in there like that. This one's been holding in here for a few weeks. You can see how it kind of discolored the end of it here, but it didn't really do anything to it. It's just what it looks like after it's been clamped. So I'm going to show you me tightening this up right here. So I'm holding it with one hand, and I do have to use another hand to screw it in. So if you only had one hand to use, you might need something that holds this up, and I'm sure you can figure out how to do that, or you can lower it to your lap and let it hold there. And let me tighten it up. Okay, speaking of lowering to your lap, there's one more place that you can adjust the stand. Let me rotate it around, and you can see this little part right here. And this is the part that you would untwist. And I am holding on to this loom over here, but I'm going to untwist this and see how it goes straight down. And I can leave it that way, or keep it loose, or I can pull it all the way up. This is where I need the second hand, and I can get it really, really tall. So I just get it to the point that I want and then tighten it. But this is the part where you need some support, because it's going to be very weighty in order to get this tight, and you want to make sure it's the tightest that it can go. Okay, so it doesn't slide and move anywhere. And then this little light kit just plugs into the wall, and it's not there if you don't buy that kit. So I can just toggle it. There's a little toggle switch to get that to turn on and off. So that is my loom. To show you how it works, I'm going to focus more on my hands here while I talk, and you can see how I would knit and then I would turn it to be able to knit the back. So I can knit the front, and then I can turn it to knit the back. I do want to show you where the legs are on this. It's a U-shaped configuration. So depending upon your chair or your couch, you should be able to just maneuver and push it under. You can put it on the right or left side. You can put it from the front or whatever is most comfortable. I'm going to show you where it is on this particular sofa here. But I also have a media room chair that I can use it with. The problem is the media room chair, the chair goes all the way to the floor. It touches the floor. So there's no place to just slide it underneath. And so I would have to have it picked up and then slid underneath and keep it in that same spot all the time, or put it right underneath where my legs are. And so it's not necessarily the best kind of chair, but it can be done. All right, so let me tilt this and show you. I want to show you the legs first, and then we'll show you how to move. Okay, so down here, I'm going to move the stand. This is what it looks like. And I'll also give you some pictures. So this little part here is a stand. It's U-shaped, and you can see this base in the middle, and there's another one of these little tightener screws. This is not to raise or lower. All it does is it connects the base unit, which includes these two rounded members, with this middle unit, and then you tighten up the pole that inserts inside. So you have a top portion that goes into this part here, and then you tighten it up, and once you're done with that, it's totally done. And then there's some feet here on the end. They're just plastic, and that's it. So I just put that around the leg of my chair and around my leg, set it in, and then I can start. Okay, right now my knitting is on the side here, and so I can just take this and turn it. Now, I am using two hands. Let me just use one hand. If I have my dominant right hand, then I would just come where this part is over here and twist it. Okay, so in order to twist and turn this, you would just use your one hand to twist it this way to get the front pegs closer to your eyes, or you would twist it the other way to get the back pegs closer to your eyes, and then it would put the back pegs kind of upside down towards you. Okay, and then if I twist it back this way, I can work on things from the side, but you might have to move it over a little bit, or you would have to just move your body to do some of these side stitches depending upon how wide it is. So if I want to twist these back to me to see the back, well, if I can use both hands, I'm just going to do this. This is comfortable for me. I'm going to do this, and I can work with my stitches like this. Okay, and then when I get to this point on the outside, I may have to kind of move over and work it that way. Okay, let me twist this again. I'm going to set up and show you how to do the double knit one so you can see how really well that one works too. All right, so I have my double knit clamping loom set up, or ready to set up. We're going to slide it into this clamp here and make sure I have got enough of an opening to slide it all the way back. And then now go ahead and clamp it down. I'm over the line, so I need to make sure. So, and on the inside here, you only put it on this white part, and I was a little bit too far back. And if you go onto the hard plastic behind this white clamping space here, it doesn't have a good connection point. So now I'm going to clamp it down. Again, for this one, it is about 3 inches too long, and you don't need this extra space here. And so if you can order it 3 inches less and just move it back. I did go over to Christy, the size length, so just tell her that you're going to work on the daylight stand if you're going to use this one. So once I've got it in there, this part right here remains movable and flexible. This part is not controlled by any clamp. This part right here, if I undo this one, I want you to see what happens. If I undo this, it controls the pitch of this right here. So the raising and lowering of this arm. Okay, so for double knitting, you want to get it kind of level. I put it up just a little bit like this so that once it has more yarn on it, it'll kind of move down a little bit. So I put it up just a little bit, and then the weight of the yarn may pull it down a little bit. Tighten that up as much as you can, okay? Or get someone to help you. And then as you work on the double knitting, you're going to go back and forth between your pairs. And it's actually pretty simple because you can tilt it this way to knit over all these front pegs, and then you can tilt it to the back to knit over these pegs. And sorry, I'm using two hands. It is right or left-handed with one hand right here. Okay, so that's left hand. This is my right hand, and I am doing with one hand. Okay, so you don't have to use both. Until I have a shorter stand, I just tend to kind of hold the stand with, and then the loom with both hands and just do them at the same time. So if you can use both hands, then use it. Okay, so and then you just adjust the slider if you need to. And of course, if you're working in the round, then you can still do the tilt functions as you did before. So, and if you need your light, you can just adjust this arm here and move it closer to your work and look through the magnifying glass in the top if you need to, and also put on the arm for your pattern if you need to as well. Well, I hope you found this video helpful. If I did not get to your question, please put it down in the comments below. And if you want a link to get the clampable looms or the stand, please go to the video description down below as well, and to get your coupon from Cindy Wood Looms. If you want to check out more videos at GoodKnit Kisses, I totally welcome it. We do have a playlist for Cindy Wood Looms, and we do have other videos for lots of other looms, but many of the videos that I have for loom knitting can be done on most Cindy Wood looms. There's only maybe one that you can't do. Cindy Wood also does carry other knitting board looms now too, so if there's something else you want while you're there, you're welcome to it. If you do have dexterity issues on and need another kind of stand, and you want to do some other knitting in the round or even double knitting in the round, there's only one stand you can use, and that is from KB Looms, and it's the rotating double knit loom, and Cindy Wood does carry that now. So if you would like to get that there, you're more than welcome to. The discount that I have will get you one of Cindy Wood looms. It won't give you the discount on the KB loom, but I want you to know that it is there for you. Be sure and join me for any other videos on GoodKnit Kisses, and I'll see you soon. Happy looming. Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining us today, where we help you stitch your love and love your stitches. See you again soon.